password to it, because then it's got all your passwords.
Yeah, well, on my phone, everything goes through my thumbprint. Samsung. If I just thumbprint, it'll get me in with my password. As long as I haven't updated and it didn't catch it.
I'm missing one because there's. Okay.
That should be it.
There.
Oh. What's this other one go to then?
The mouse.
Oh, okay.
Back in the olden days, they used to just have meetings. They didn't have to hook all that stuff up.
Ah,
Yeah, that's
Progress.
nice, wouldn't it?
We got people that
Is
look
it
forward to
progress?
this, so. They missed us when we were upstairs.
Yeah, they didn't like,
Thank you
in
very
fact,
much.
YouTube wasn't there, yeah.
looks like it. Okay.
All right, we're gonna say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to consider, or for approval of the minutes and agenda as presented.
I'll second it. A motion from Derby and a second from Joneswell to approve the minutes and agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Auditor's office will discuss drainage matters.
The field where Carl Peterson had all those issues, and Lynn Kroll had been out there, and, he no longer has time to help, so Lahar went out there. From what I get from Ethan and then Gary is, for one, Lahar dug some test holes in his field, but didn't let him know. And I think between Lahar calling Ethan, Ethan wasn't sure where they exactly were, because he says he would have called you if he'd have known they were on your land. He was thinking they were farther south. So anyway, Gary was, rightly not thrilled.
Well, it's not that drainage has to be fixed. I have no
Mhm.
problem. I just wanted to be informed. I come
Right.
And,
to pick rocks and
I mean,
I've got 5 big holes.
yeah, no,
So-
it's the time of year when you're planting your field and is it planted when they were digging in it?
Oh,
Or,
yeah, the corn's about
yeah, so,
3-4 inches
so,
tall.
yeah, when somebody's driving around your planted field, you'd like to know.
Yeah.
It,
So we're gonna settle that, and I haven't had a chance to talk to Matt and Adam yet, but there are issues out there.
mhm.
When you're at the north side on the road, it looks like it's maybe pushing a little bit, but when you get to the road, it's not. Somewhere there's an issue. In looking at it, there is concrete and there is
Clay.
Clay?
clay. And I tried quickly to look through the file. It looks like in 1965, there was some work done. And I wonder if they took the clay and they put in some cement, and then the clay was over here and they put in some cement. So I don't know if some of it goes along, if some intersects, and nobody knows this answer.
So down at the outlet at the next road,
Mhm.
there is 2 outlets. Is that both of the lat 4 then?
I don't know that answer. And when I looked in this file, and it's not completely done, I haven't gone through all of District 3, it looked like at some point that tile was put in, it was all lat 7. And then I don't know how it got to be lat 4, because for me, lat 7 is somewhere else. So I really have to do some digging into what really happened, where. But it does look like in 64 and 65, they did have a contract for some concrete work. So at least I know that it did happen.
Right, well, there's a concrete, I think it's 12-inch concrete that goes along the line fence, or right on the line fence between Bill Robinson's land and my land.
Okay,
And it goes down and there's a steel intake about 3/4 of the south, and then it goes diagonally across my field to go through Sharon Howens, Roger Olson's, and Mike Missman, or whoever owns it now. And then it ends up at the drainage ditch in, I don't know what the,
And then it goes from
yeah, then it's in the creek.
Yeah.
So I mean, but they dug right in my field, just south of the ditch, and whatever his name is, said that there was water coming up. I said, well, okay, if it's boiling there, then we know the next one it wasn't. Why didn't they,
Go in between there.
instead of going further
Well,
down?
and who knows the order of which they dug the holes?
Well,
either.
that could be too.
You know what I mean? Because
They were
Ethan
chasing
said
it
that
going
too. They put them in
downstream.
here and then up here, and then they had to dig in the middle. We don't know that order of how they
Right.
did the holes. But
But then, why aren't they getting the issue resolved? I mean, tobacco is just sitting there, so I don't know when
It
they
is
dug the holes.
sitting there still.
Yeah,
Okay, so I just need to call Matt then. But, and Ethan wanted to be here today, and I'm assuming they're also busy. We need to get a plan together of how this is gonna get resolved, because it's, like I said,
It's
2 years
dormant.
old,
So
but not now.
Ethan told me yesterday that the cement one was like a third full of packed sand.
Mhm.
The other one, the clay one's completely full of
well.
not so much sand, but it's just
There's
packed
about
full.
a fourth of it's open, but, I think the concrete was put in to resolve the clay issue.
Right, and they probably interconnected them and,
At different spots, but then, that was in 65.
well,
Yeah, I know you weren't even on the planet.
Yeah.
we were, I mean, we still do, projects like that where you interconnect it so it's still sort of draining to the
Right.
new
See,
one.
I know a little bit about, because when it went into my field, there's, from the intake, there's a road that came, or a tile that came from Thorland's farm, Bill Robinson's. And it runs parallel for a little bit, and then it connects. Well, whoever did the connection did a poor job, so we got that all resolved probably 15, maybe 20 years ago. It's,
Right.
so, but there's enough, the cobwebs are up there, but I still remember that they run parallel a ways and then connect. And, so, but I don't know exactly, I couldn't drive out and say, okay, here's where the connection is.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know approximately where it is.
So I think this fall, after harvest, we need to sit and really figure out how are we gonna fix this issue and be done. We've had a repair from Lynn. Ethan has spent a lot of time out there. I think Adam or Matt wanted to maybe jet it to see, but Ethan doesn't have any people to spare right now to do that. Maybe in the fall, they would, but my worry is for you guys, is this gonna mess you up if we get a ton of rain?
Do we know how far from the outlet that what distance are we from point A to point B that we know it's plugged?
I don't know that answer.
I mean, where was it boiling up, on whose land?
Well, he said it was wet in a spot and they put it back,
Oh,
put the dirt back in, and I said, well, why didn't you just leave it open?
yeah,
And then we can,
but you don't know where that was.
well, that's just south of the road ditch, that's where it's boiling up. And the next one is maybe 50 to 100 feet,
So it's,
and that one is dry. So it's just a matter of maybe 2 more holes and they can figure out where the
Yeah.
plug
it's,
is.
so it's possible on your land that it's plugged then?
On the line fence, yeah, on my side of the road.
On your side, right? Yeah.
But if it's plugged so bad there, it should be boiling up in Carl's right now.
And it wasn't, right?
It depends on how much elevation change there is. I mean, it
I don't know.
seems
Right.
it's level and,
But if there's, well, I guess we haven't had a lot of rain, but, you know,
If
it's
we
wet
get a
this-
lot of
if we had, we had water this spring and it wasn't boiling out of there, you know, I don't know at what point you, I
don't know.
just, you know, like after harvest, if a person needs to dig every so often and find the main that goes all the way, or do we need to put another main? Is it have we put too many acres against a 12-inch
Yeah.
tile?
Unfortunately,
Well, and that's what I wanted
Sure,
to
that's
do, is
true.
People tiling into it also,
yeah,
but then that's an improvement if we make it bigger, and maybe people don't wanna go for that and the cost of it.
so unfortunately this winter we discussed this and, you know, Carl wanted it jetted or whatever to just solve the problem.
Right.
And then he talked to Lynn and then that kind of delayed the process when he talked to Lynn and then
Right.
it just never got
And
to
I
it till
know
now.
Carl called Ethan yesterday a few times and has some ideas. But can we get by? It's not my crop damage, it's you guys are paying your own crop damage. Do you want
We
to,
are,
you as landowners are paying that crop damage,
I know.
so do you want to wait? Do you want to do it now? I mean,
Well-
to do a right fix, you've gotta, I think, dig more holes and then
run a new,
and maybe a new line, but then do you collapse the other so it can't work?
You gotta look at what's the value of your crop right now, what's it gonna be when you harvest it, if you can harvest it.
Right, can you
Well, right
replant?
up, okay, for right now, Thorlands haven't planted.
Mhm.
It's organic. So crop damage is minimal, I mean, because it's right on the line fence. They don't have to go 100 feet into my field to do anything. It's just right on the line fence. So, yeah, I'll lose maybe 50 bushel at the most by correcting it. And if it gets it resolved, at least so that Carl is happy, I'm willing to whatever.
Well, you gotta
But I
just-
don't want them to wait till September or whatever. If we're gonna do this, let's get it over, get it done. And
So it might be
And
good.
if the work is on your land, is that okay, or do you want, or does
Well,
some have
for-
to be on Thorland? I'm not sure where the
Well, what
exact
I'm
crop.
saying is Thorlands, they've got a 20-foot buffer area,
Oh, which is nice then,
so, I mean, things.
if they could do it on that,
Well, tobacco could be on that side and do,
yeah.
you know, you're gonna damage both sides, but,
but both sides will be relatively minimal.
yeah.
I would also have
I
to
mean, if
ask
we could get the plug found to see how serious the plug is. I mean, is it just that it's restricted and needs to be cleaned for 5 feet, 10 feet? Or did the road ditch, the grass get down into the main? And
So maybe if they were to dig down before it heads west from the line fence, have they dug that part up, do you think? At the line fence where it heads west? Cause it comes south along the.
Well, that's got the intake on it. Well, they dug down and they cut I don't like seeing it done, but they cut the concrete so they could get a hole in there.
Yeah,
And there's movement, but it's minimal, so we're not sure if it's because it's dry or if it's because of the blockage of.
how deep is that right there?
What's that?
How deep is that right there?
Oh, I don't know.
4 foot?
3.5, 4 feet, 3.5 probably.
Wondering,
To the top.
Can you tell by putting a tile probe down in there how deep the water is, how deep the sediment is?
Sediment is only probably about that deep.
Yeah. And it's a 12-inch, you said?
It's 12 or 14, whatever.
I would have to ask Lahar too if they have time right now to fix it. I mean, that would be another thing.
Well,
You know,
I
most
mean,
of
if
these,
their backhoe's still there, maybe they do, but,
most of these guys should be getting done with their big projects now because
Well,
everything's,
you know, and they have other things too,
yeah,
so.
most of your pattern tiling should be done by now, so.
is there any other sewer jetting services around?
No idea.
Because we have one, the city has one here, and probably wouldn't count on Forest City, but they'll do it in town, but they won't for us, but they won't probably go outside of town.
So you're okay with doing it now, if it can be done now?
Yeah, I mean, looks to me like if nothing else, they could just follow the tile all the way till they see where it boils up.
Yeah,
Is that okay with you guys as trustees?
I'm fine with it.
No, it's,
It's gotta be fixed. Might
Yeah,
as well get it done
So
sooner
let's-
than later.
let's just fix it, and then we'll pay, you know, the crop damages. That
No,
way.
you're not, you just said. it.
I know, it's not a we thing.
Yeah, but you're just
Well,
at 40 acres here.
at least it'll get spread out with the rest of the people in the district. a little
Everybody's
bit.
gonna pay for it.
Yeah, yeah.
All of you guys,
There's
Pay
some,
for what?
the crop damage. Whoever's on your lateral will pay for the.
so
repair.
Carl can help pay for the
Does it?
crop
It just-
damages.
Yeah,
Well, like I say, it's maybe one row,
yeah.
every little
Yeah.
bit, it isn't gonna,
Yeah, can you replant it if they fixed it soon enough?
I'll just forget it.
Okay.
It'll
I
be
had
more-
another guy
more
who said if they fixed it, the contractor fixed it, he could just drill some. in that area.
Just to keep the weeds down, put some beans in there or something.
All right, well, I can call the HARP when we're done here and see if they can't just fix it. Okay? Or at least, I mean, if they end up finding so many breaks and we have to replace it, that might be a little bit more expensive.
Well, if nothing else, leave it open and, take the brakes out and just put a temporary plastic in to just,
And what's your phone number again, Gary? 'Cause I,
641-425-2354.
I might have,
Try to avoid both.
Matt or Adam get a hold of you. So you know what they're doing.
So not everybody heard it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was coughing to try and cover for the microphone so it doesn't pick it up. All right,
I didn't have anything else.
I do.
Okay.
DD 77, it's on Albertson's land, James Anderson,
78?
no, this is a new one.
Okay,
This is DD 77.
okay,
It drops into Lat 2 of DD 1.
Okay.
Anyway, at the top end of the main, where it crosses from Albertson's into Rasmussen's field, that's the top end. It's really wet in there, so you need to go out and spot dig that to figure out where the problem is.
do they want to do that now too, or?
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't. He said it's been wet for a year, and I said, well, he never mentioned it or now, but we'll get it fixed. I'm gonna call Holland and
Oh, okay.
see if they can get out there and do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Because I can see, just like on our overhead shots from 3 years ago, it was wet then.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't do it right now and wait so we don't pay crop damage there.
But, yeah,
I mean, because that seems kind of ridiculous if it's been wet this long. To pay crop damage on something that they could have had fixed a couple years ago.
yeah. He wants it fixed now.
But then that's other landowners having to pay. I don't like that. But you do what you're the trustee.
Well, unless the other landowners want it fixed.
Well, they could have called two, 3 years ago. But
Let's see,
I
that
don't like you guys having to pay.
section 2.
At least not without knowing about it and somewhat agreeing with it.
I gotta make sure I got the right lat. I think it's the main. I gotta make sure where I'm at here. And I got the right district. Maybe I'm in the wrong section. Hang on. So I'm in 10. Right in the center of 10. So it is lat 1. It's not the main. It's lat 1 of the
Of
DD
77?
77. It shows it to the fence on this map. So, but I know, I don't know if there's an outlet there or not, or a riser or anything. I don't think there is. But yeah, it's just lat 1. So
Well, if you're gonna call Holland, then you can
Yeah.
tell them that.
it's not that far from the ditch from there, so. And it's all of Albertson's land that would be affected, so.
So then that's, yep, that's not my deal.
All right, that's all I had.
You're good?
Yeah, I don't have anything. Anything else you'd
All right.
like to inspire us with your vast wisdom?
No,
That would be another subject.
Yeah, there you go.
no, don't need to agree with you.
Yeah.
You
All right.
got enough things to think about.
Yeah, no, thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters. What is he, 7530? Let's see, do I just hit the numbers? I can't
You
remember.
gotta pick up the phone so it doesn't mess with the.
Let's see. Let's, oh, there he is.
That's why you couldn't get a hold of him.
Set up with some kids from the high school to do a job shadow last Tuesday and then again this Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, those are the ones that just walked through here, wasn't it? 3 of them?
Yep, I got just a couple things on the agenda, so I got Eric entertaining them while I'm up here, and we're gonna go look at the building. So,
If the north wall's about done.
north wall's about done, all right. Heard they had the Tyvek wrap on, and we're starting on it. They got-
Start on the easy wall.
Yep, and then, they're, forming up the trench drain, I think, as well, and we're gonna be working on getting the floor in there. So they got the sand oil separator and the catch basins and the trench drains and everything, all that's kind of in progress. So yeah, all been a lot going on out there. I think the well contractor is either out there or soon to be out there. And, gonna get that drilled this week. That's the bulk of what we're working on out there right now. We do have Kingland getting us a current price on upgrading the spray foam for the walls. We talked about it a little bit last fall, but I guess spray foam's got a pretty short lifespan, so they can't price it that far out.
Yeah, there's a winter version and this summer version.
And he said it's as cheap as, or the spray foam contractor, Diamond Spray Foam, said it's as cheap as it can get this time of year, so.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on a price like that. I think it'll be something like an extra 15,000 to upgrade from that insulation.
But it does more than just insulate. It strengthens, it seals better. The U value is better.
Yeah,
The instead of just R value.
U value. What's the U value?
Well, it's a penetration. You got R value that just kind of the break of temperature. U value is another type of rating system for homes. So, and they say that's just as almost more important than R value.
Sure. I know that
That also encompasses the structural integrity part of it.
So like it seals better, or?
Well, it tightens it, yeah, definitely. You got a hard shell.
vapor barrier.
Now, would you spray that right on the roof itself then? And
Just in the walls.
okay,
So the ceiling insulation will still be blown in. They'll work up kind of the corners a little bit so that, you know, it's all insulated well. So I guess we're planning to get that and move forward with it if it looks okay. We'll keep you in touch on that.
so on the overall contract on this project, is there ever any retainage of payments?
Right, so the payments to Kingland have all had retainage
Okay,
withheld.
all right. Somebody was asking me, I can't remember seeing it.
Yep, and we haven't made any payments to Young or Grow yet.
Okay.
Some other things we have going on today is the Rice Lake culvert replacement closure, so that's in progress. Sounds like the guys have gotten through the road, have some pieces laid, so they should be on track to have things opened up by noon. Haven't got any calls about it, so apparently everybody had been, expecting it and read the signs and everything, so.
Good.
That looks like it's going good. What else? Guys are hauling some shoulder rock to rake to get some piles ready to put shoulder rock on after the paving is done, so they're just kind of getting it situated up there so that they can have a shorter haul when they're shouldering.
Where are they piling that at?
I think it's going to the co-op in Rake somewhere. Where
There.
they're out of the way, It's just
Yeah.
a couple 1,000-ton pile.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's less than 1,000 for a rake. Couple thousand.
So do you use the road grader attachment to put that down, or do you use
I
the,
think we'll end up using our shoulder hoppers that we built for the backs of the
Okay.
trucks, and we'll just lay a ribbon on the road.
how many of those do you have?
I think we have 4 now, or do we have one for every truck?
At least 4 probably.
Yeah, at least 4. So they'll lay a ribbon on the edge of the road. Our 20's tight, so they'll have to use a grader then to slide it over to the edge and work it in and roll it. So we have the shouldering machine that goes on the front of a grader, but it has problems with one of the wheels getting worn out, and they don't apparently make replacement parts for it anymore. It's old. So we're trying not to use it, I guess, and that's why we've kind of gotten to more of these shoulder hoppers. We use them all spring. I think you can really get a decent amount of time out of them before you get production. And then I think we have Dino's dust control coming on Monday. Weather pending, of course, but you guys will be getting things touched up this week for that.
Up on, what is it, A16? Up just east of Rake there across from Vernon Jacobson's, there's evidently a driveway that was taken out. And they said that there was somebody from the county that there was something about a slough in or something like that. They needed to get back. The driveway was taken out a couple of years ago, I guess, practically. You haven't heard anything about it, evidently.
No, we took a driveway out, you're saying, county guys?
No. Travis Jarks took it out a couple years ago. It's on some, I believe Doden's on the ground. And somebody from the county contacted Doden and said that there was a problem with this
Sure.
driveway that had been taken out almost 2 years ago or whatever it was.
Okay, well, Eric has been making calls.
Okay, so Eric's, yeah, because they were wondering who was driving around looking for stuff like that. I said,
Well, we don't drive around looking for it, and that's why it happens to be 2 years sometimes by the time we follow up on it, because, every spring and sometimes in the fall, go through the list of permits, hey, have you got it done? Hey, have you got it done? Because we never get any calls when people are done.
yeah,
And they say, no, we're still thinking about it, or, oh yeah, I got that done however long ago. And
Mhm.
sometimes it gets to be that long because we don't get a call.
well, I think he took that one out and used the dirt to build a newer, better one, and I suppose he had to go out and inspect that one anyway.
Yeah, they always look at the new ones, whatever was taken out, and if they, if they don't shape the ditch back to how it was, they'll say, if you could come up and dress it up, it'd be
That must be what it was.
something like that.
Which-
Sometimes we, if it's bad enough, we'll hold the permit open and go check it out, but if it's something marginal, he'll just say, if you could go out and dress it up, it'd be great. We'll close the permit and we won't ever check it again. But, yeah, it's I don't know, it's frustrating for both the applicant and the county, I think, when they get to be so long without communication.
Mhm.
And it's just it's a little bit of a time suck to go through all the permits on a, routine basis and call everybody for updates and that kind of thing. I don't know what the best solution is.
No, they were just gonna go out and touch up whatever it was with a mini excavator, but,
Here,
I don't know. Evidently there must be a steep ditch back there. I should have went and looked at it, but, must have sloughed in or something into the bottom, and somebody must have, I don't know whether Eric just noticed it or whether someone else had contacted him because it was stopping the flow of water or something.
usually what he'll do is he'll just work through the open list to make calls. And if they say, yeah, I'm done, he'll go look at them. And if they say, no, I'm not done, then you just kind of jump them down the list for another call in 6 months or until we hear.
So does Cassuth County have the same, requirements, like if there's like an obvious downhill slope that the driveway needs to have a culvert underneath it?
I would think that the culvert rules would be the same.
I was sitting over a new driveway, was it, Minders, I think was who farms the ground, and there was a new driveway there, and there was no culvert in it, and I'm looking at the slope, and I'm like, well, maybe they don't require it, but, I don't know if you ever heard of them people.
Whose field was it?
Oh, it was a field, just, east of, oh, no, I can't spit out his name. Oh, that's terrible. Kenny Euban's. You guys got one right there, don't you?
Heartbreak.
Is that what you call that one, Heartbreak, do you?
It's got about, 60% of the floods.
Oh, is that right?
I think that's the one.
And maybe there just wasn't enough there to require it or something or nothing. It's just,
I don't know. They just acquired that farm here last year.
oh, did they?
I think it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
It's just, it's not our problem. It's in
No,
Cassuth
not our
County.
problem. That's-
I just thought it was interesting with the people that were involved.
Yeah. One more thing we have going on is the GSB fog seal on A16. They got started yesterday. I think they're working from Thompson north and then to Rake over the next few days. And then we have a half-mile of Spring Valley Road from the elementary school to A42. And we'll do that Wednesday or Thursday, probably after 4 when the kids are all gone from school. We have to finalize that plan and communicate it with the school and a
What's the
couple
distance
residents.
of that one, you said?
It's a half a mile is all.
Just the north-south part?
Yep. So there's two residents that live there that'll be blocked in, and we went and visited with them the other day, and then the school parking lot can get out the other way, but we're gonna wait until all the parent pickup is done. Try and do it after 4 o'clock or so. We have to finalize the plan yet. That's all I got.
All right, anything else? If not, we'll move on to consider for approval amendment number 1 to secondary road budget.
So we have our countywide budget amendment coming up here. This one is due June 1st, so I'm out in front a little bit. And it's mostly due to the fact that we had some engineering costs incurred for some of those TIF projects, so we have more money spent out of that account, and we'll have more money coming in from the TIF account to reimburse it. Any questions about it?
So the revenue's there to cover it, and
Right, it's just a wash, you know,
Yeah.
it's extra expense and reimbursement to offset.
well, I'll make a motion to approve the amendment number 1 to secondary road budget for the extra engineering costs.
I'll second it. On a motion from Derby and second from Jensvold to approve amendment number 1 to secondary road budget. All in favor, say aye. Aye. You wanna wait and get Susan's signature, or is there a place for all of us on it?
I suppose I
Just
could-
chairperson, board of
I
supervisors.
suppose I could wait. It doesn't even have me scan it into the system, and this is called a preview, so let me get a copy to Susan, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Did we pass the motion?
Mm-hmm.
Carl, I'll get your signature later on this also. Susan? Does she stop in during the week at all? No? Okay. We'll get her next
They
week.
do have land down this way. You could probably get a hold of her and say if she's down, it's out by Hidachik Spitz. So maybe if they were farming down that way, she could slip into town or something.
Okay, it's probably not more urgent.
I think she's more the person running around to stuff.
Sure, okay, I'll let her know.
Oh, boy.
All right. We'll move on to consider for approval liquor license for Rice Lake Isaac Walton Community Center.
Thanks.
Thanks, Scott.
I'll make a motion to approve the liquor permit for the Rice Lake Isaac Walton Community Center.
I'll second it. On a motion from Derby and a second from Jensvold to approve the liquor license for Rice Lake Isaac Walton Community Center. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
You can say that.
I can sign this one.
Yep.
All right, consider for approval appointing Ethan Curry as medical examiner investigator.
So he went through the process to get his credentials.
He already had them, he just needs to get approved by Dr.
Oh, he hasn't done that yet. We're just gonna do this first and then get. Did we ever find out if the ME, the guy in Chicago, has to go through the class or not?
He has not gotten back to me. I'll email him again.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, I'll make a motion to appoint Ethan Curry as a medical examiner investigator.
I'll second it. A motion by Derby, and a second by Johnswald to appoint Ethan Curry as medical examiner and investigator. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Open forum.
Did you look at the recycling ordinance that Kelsey sent?
I glanced through it, but I haven't read completely through it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was trying to see where she had highlighted. I not print the highlight. Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
It's on that page.
I guess
The only other thing that I had thought was, maybe putting electronics there.
oh,
We had mentioned that.
I was wondering what XXX was. And evidently there's a maximum on the fine, huh?
Out code.
Yeah, that's too bad. But the sign says different, doesn't it?
I don't know.
I thought the sign was gonna say 500. So at least we got it out there. It looks scary that way. I guess it seemed like it covered it as good as we can anyway.
We just add the electronics on there and
Yeah.
discuss it.
Did we wanna add like the medical waste or not, or?
Well, that should be common sense, but it should not
Obviously,
be.
it's not.
So, yeah, obviously not.
Needles and medical waste.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll have her make those two changes. And we'll
Yeah, the last thing you want is somebody grabbing a bag of something and having some nasty needle sticking through it.
I wonder if you just did medical waste and then under definitions, what the definition of medical waste is, the needles and all unused, however they define that.
Yeah, I suppose that's the proper way to do it. Just put medical waste on the one and then have the definition of medical waste, everything that's involved in the definitions, I guess.
You can find that somewhere.
Yeah, there's probably some kind of a legal description for it somewhere, I suppose.
When was it, first week in June that she was available to discuss it?
Oh, here's the rest open form.
I wonder if this one's the one that I get frustrated on the scanner. What?
Sounds like the voice in the Peanuts. Wah, 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 wah.
And the new hire is just a received, right?
What department?
Victim witness.
Yeah.
Is this Tweedo any relation to Mr. Softball?
Twido?
Yeah,
You're thinking Tweet.
Tweet, oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
Twido's an like Mel's name though.
Yeah, there was, someone that named,
Twido Chevrolet it used to be.
yeah. All right, set the public hearing date for fiscal year 25 budget amendment.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing date for June 3rd at 9 a.m. for the fiscal year 25 budget amendments.
Okay, and I'll second it. A motion from Derby and a second from Jensvold to set the public hearing date for fiscal year 25 budget amendment for June 3rd at 9 a.m. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
So, how did we end up on our peat fire expenses? Where did that end up in here?
That is.
Right here?
Hold on, we gotta look here first.
Miscellaneous. It was 272.
Yeah. 217, I think.
That part of it. What's the 52 then? Was that FedEx?
No. I think that 60. That's the law enforcement. That is environmental. That's administrative. So let me double check where that is for sure.
County card facility? What's that?
County card facility.
$500 budget.
Yeah.
Adding 11 or 600 to it. So, and then rural recycling. We added 7 to that. Really, we didn't spend that much on cameras and signs, did we?
No, it wasn't supposed to be any
Is he
close to that.
charging us more than? Our rural recycling amendment, what's that for?
For the cameras and the signs,
Is that
It costs that much?
7,000? Did it? Well, I didn't think it was that
I
much.
didn't think it was gonna be that much. I thought we could get those cameras
I thought it
for,
was in the hundreds.
yeah, that's what I thought. It was gonna be $300-400 for the camera.
let me pull up line items.
What's a county card facility?
County what?
Card,
Card facility.
C-A-R-D.
Started out at $500, added 600 to make it 1,100. There she is. What's a county card facility?
For what?
County card facility.
Was it 2 or what's it for? I don't
The
know.
amendment.
Care.
County Care Facility,
That
okay.
needs to be adjusted.
Little
We
typo.
looked at that thing.
I don't know why he was looking at me, I didn't sign it.
Yeah, that explains a few
And then the
things.
other question was the recycling. We added 7,000 to recycling.
Because we still have to pay for June of 2000 and
Oh, because he hadn't billed before. So it's money we didn't use last year, probably in the budget. Did we spend all of last year's budget on it?
well, we can't worry about last year's budget.
I'm just
You can't
trying to justify it, that it rolled forward, so
It
into
can't
our
go forward,
coffers.
but
In a
It's,
sense it
But I
does.
think I remember him saying, well, he hadn't, because of the changeover, he hadn't billed us, and it went into another year.
I don't recall, but we did pay for the signs and the other things.
Yeah, but that wasn't supposed to be 7,000.
No,
Yeah.
there's a reason.
Well, there's usually,
Because it's already over by $5,000. And then I added the 2,000 because we still have to pay for
Okay.
June,
yeah, all right.
so. I just don't have it broken down into the payments. Did you find it?
And then on the attorney side, was that because of the,
That's because of the Party Palooza, and she didn't have the donations in there, so
Okay.
it's just an offset, and it's
All right.
not taxpayer dollars.
okay.
We did.
Okay.
So those
What
are several
number?
amounts.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Yeah, that
8908,
216 or 217, that's
the road fire.
the fire.
What's the 52,000, or the 6,500? In the miscellaneous bottom one there, 42,000. Putting in too many hours or more notices or on that one?
All of our,
Or auditing, our audit was over what we had budgeted the year.
oh, okay, all right.
Yep.
There's always a
Because we had
logical
to do
explanation.
for the ARPA money, we had to do
Yeah,
an extra audit for that.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
it always comes at a cost.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's always a hidden cost somewhere.
Nothing's free.
No,
So if we were gifted a $400 million 747 from Qatar, we'd have to have extra audits on that
I would
for
guess so.
international purposes.
Probably not gonna happen anytime soon, but you know, it's a possibility. These things do happen.
Tyrus last night was.
Did you have any other questions?
No, that was the ones.
Okay.
Thanks
You are welcome.
on gut vote.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd like to have a couple horses. You know, if you want to send them my way, I'll take them. You Air Force can use them too.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to stamp this or anything.
No, I
it's
don't.
Just for review.
That's just, you can look at it.
Pile there.
All right. We haven't considered for approval auditors transfers yet, I guess.
No.
I drew a line through it, but I didn't remember doing it.
Rural basic secondary roads. I'll make a motion to approve the auditor's transfers.
I'll second it. A motion from Derby and a second from Gensvold to approve the auditor's transfers. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consider for approval canceling of old warrants.
So these people have been contacted on this, or they just hasn't happened from 2 years ago, almost.
Mhm.
Some.
Iowa Commercial Services. Never heard of that.
Some people just literally never cash their checks, and so they're on this list every time.
Where's that one out of?
I don't know. I don't have my phone. I can't look it up.
Sure.
Walked out again. I think I'm just getting to the point I don't want to have it.
It's a subliminal
Just
thing,
leave it.
or it's in the back of your mind.
Tired of it.
Mhm.
You okay with that then?
Yeah, I guess it's to our advantage.
All right. In the best interest of Winnebago County, I would make a motion to cancel the 4 old warrants that are listed.
I'll second it on a motion from Derby and a second from Gensvold to approve canceling of old warrants. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Consider for approval county claims.
There you go. Thank you.
There's a couple of them I had questions about. One of them was on the non-departmental on the loan payments. There's,
The TIF monies
yeah,
to UR2 and UR2A, is it?
well, there was, the loan payments,
So 56 and 58 is where the loan payments come from. 57 is the new construction.
Okay.
And we hadn't budgeted for any of the new construction, so that's why that's on there.
well, there was the loan payment and then the interest, and the loan payment and the interest on 2 of them, but then there's another interest payment on there that doesn't have a loan going with it. This middle one right here. And like these 2 go together and these 2 go
Look on
together.
the last pages.
Oh,
It'll identify, so you're talking about the 153 then?
Yeah, I think it's 153, yeah.
Or is it all grouped? So we got,
Which it's all grouped.
okay, so what's the other numbers that were there? The one, so if you add, that'd be 1.7
Bank.
plus
so
9.
that's UR2, that's UR2. That's refunded UR2.
Okay.
And those two are UR2, yeah.
Refunded UR2 then.
Yep. So they're all from 56 or 58. We pay the last payment on those in June of 28.
June of 28?
Yep.
3 more years.
That's what I was remembering. Well, not the June, I just knew it was 28.
Mm-hmm.
That will be fine. Oh, I had a question. Something else I saw. And the sheriff, they pay for the glass down at the county attorney, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's out of the Board of Prisoners Fund, so it's paid for by funds of
Yep.
inmates.
I don't suppose we can slip anything in at the treasurer's office under that, can we? Did that get done yet?
I don't think so.
I haven't
They
heard
said it
it.
would be a while for those parts to come in.
They can actually get parts for it then and stuff, try and fix what's there.
That was the plan.
That's what he priced.
There was one other one I looked at. Yeah. It was really important. I would have remembered it. Oh well. Must be two Lucas Johnsons.
Hmm?
Oh, it says Lucas Johnson on this one.
Yeah, Wayne's son.
And, the Lucas Johnson that I know, his mother just walked through.
Oh,
It's just kinda weird.
Well, this is the one that took over the Johnson farm.
Mhm. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't the one I knew.
There wasn't a map on that, was there?
Mhm. Didn't draw anything in the map either, it just says. Lat number, must be main, oh, main ditch, that's what that stands for, MD.
Yeah.
Ditch has sloughs in it, needs repaired. Texted Lahar.
So in, material, ditch, elm surface,
24-inch,
so it's surface pipes.
yeah. Pipe and fittings was 6,800. Labor was 4,900.
That's D5.
25 tons of riprap. What is it? Doosan. Dosan.
Huh?
It says Mobilize Dosan.
That's a brand of the excavator.
Some kind of an excavator?
Yeah.
Okay, never heard of that one.
It's like Korean made.
Oh, up here it says Dosan excavator. How many billed for the hours and then the mobilization of it was 1,000. Well, that's quite a bit just to get a excavator there, isn't it?
What?
$1,000 to
Not necessarily, no.
just
You
to
get
load it on a
trucking in
truck?
there, yeah. Not really. Going rate. So I'm trying to figure out here. 19 of Mount Valley. No, that's at Mount Valley's down here. That's why I couldn't get it.
Is that 19 there?
Right here's 19. So it's got to be down in this corner then. That's the ditch. So this would be Bowling Alley Road here, so a mile over. Okay. All right. I struggle when there's not a map.
Yeah, it's nice to see
I just want to make sure it's the right district.
where it happened at.
I'll make a motion to approve the county claims.
I'll second it. Got a motion from Derby and a second from Jensvold to approve the county claims. All in favor say aye. Aye.